a lot of your vision comes in those quiet moments that you have with yourself. Because the world is so noisy right now with all of the, attention grabbing mechanisms, it's important to develop that silence in your day. For me, it is my morning routine. I really, go to the gym. I like to make my smoothie, have something healthy, wake my body up, to water so that it can start to get its wheels turning, get its mind growing. And then every morning I take a bath, I listen to my sermon, I get into my Bible, I light my candle, and I just relax and have my still moment so that my vision can further develop, And
Yeah.
I think that that's part of what you have to create for yourself every single day.
Let's learn how our next guest get up, dress up, and show up on purpose. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, morning enthusiasts. Welcome to the Best Morning Routine Ever podcast. I am your host, Dr. Lunid, and today I have the honor of introducing a very special guest to the show, Stormy Banks. She is the CEO of Pink Print. Okay, I had to think about that. And what she does is very unique because she uses financial resources to help Gen Z and millennial Black women get the funding they need to start their business and to start taking charge of their life. She has taught hundreds of women, giving them the financial knowledge and resources to succeed, to thrive. And so it's an honor to have her on the show because we're going to talk about all that she does, but also her morning routine that helps her to show up to do what she do. So with no further ado, Stormy, welcome to the show.
Thanks you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's my pleasure. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about your journey, right? How did Pink Print begin? What kind of led to it?
Yeah, so I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18. I went to cosmetology school, got my hair license, moved to New York, and started my entrepreneurship journey being an independent contractor.
Mhm.
So soonly after, being my own boss, I was like, okay, I can do this without the shelter of the salon. I said I can do this on my own. And jumping right into business and becoming a CEO, I quickly realized how many different hats that you have to wear as the owner of the company and not just as an independent contractor. So I realized, how difficult it was in the transition between working and being the full-on CEO. And I wanted to give the opportunity for other young women that were in my same position to have an easier transition and to also get the funding that's needed to do the transition, because a lot of times people can't transition quick enough or easy enough because they have the lack of funding. So there was the birth of Pink Print. We launched last year in March and we're coming up on our first year. I'm excited to, share the good news.
That is fantastic. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Sometimes we monkey bar, right? We hold on to our security, our job, whatever that umbrella is, as we try to go over, but we don't have the security, the footing to do it, and funding is a big part. So how do you help Black women find funding?
Yeah, so through the journey of starting Pink Print, I've done a lot of networking and I've been able to build a lot of relationships, find a lot of resources that are out there for, minority women, Gen Z, first-time entrepreneurs. And we've been able to create digital products through ebooks, courses, virtual webinars, events, even to help give these tools and these resources to these women and these entrepreneurs. So we, help them write grants, help them write their business plans, pitch decks, get investor ready, get bank loan ready, whatever they're kind of looking for that's best for their business. We help them prepare for that.
Yeah, okay, that is cool. So the financial piece of it is a big one, but as you mentioned, we get to wear multiple different hats. What are some other, I guess, problems, issues, or challenges that startup and entrepreneurs face besides the money piece of it, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Besides the funding, you have to really understand your vision. I think that that's a really big part of it because as you're going along in your journey, there's so many opportunities that will meet you and you have to know which ones to take, which partnerships to go with because you have to know the vision of your brand and what you guys want to do and who you want to serve. Piggybacking off of that, your target audience, you have to know who you're serving and what problem, they have so that you're not just wasting your time and just trying to shoot darts in a blank
Yeah.
area in a dark room. You have to really know who it is that you're serving. And then that also goes along with marketing. When you're marketing yourself and trying to build the awareness for your brand, if you don't have those foundational things set up, you'll spend a lot of money trying to, run ads or waving your arms and just hoping that somebody sees you. So I think there's so many different parts of building the company that go on the back end before you even get to the, launching the actual product or launching the actual business that you have to really take your time to figure out what it is you're doing, why you're doing it, and who you're doing it for.
Yeah, once you get that out of the way, the rest of it is easy. It's like a domino effect. It does take some time initially to get to process the idea, to know who you're serving, your avatar. But once you get that down pat, then you will be able to be more precise with the target, more precision, which is cool.
Absolutely.
So I take it, so a lot of marketing conversation happens once they get connected with you.
Yeah, we talk about marketing a lot. I think because I'm working with a lot of Gen Z first-time entrepreneurs, we use social media heavily. And on social media, as you know, it's, drowned with so many
Yeah.
people marketing and advertising and trying to get the attention of other potential customers, buyers, relationships, whatever it might be. So I think that it's important to know how to produce the proper content. And like we were saying before, knowing who the content is for so that it can actually be strategically
Yeah.
done. So marketing is a huge thing that we talk about at the Pink Print for sure.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it. You said something earlier, vision. You gotta have a
Mm,
vision. You gotta know your vision, because if you don't know your vision, then you will stumble. Wayne Dyer says, if you stay on purpose, you will never stumble. So let's
mm.
talk about the vision aspect of it. How important it is to have that.
Yeah, vision. To me, I think it's been embedded in me for a long time. My dad used to own a company called Vision Development. So that's always been something that's important to me. And we were rooted in Christianity. That was where we kind of got our stance. And a lot of times I look back, at my faith to help me, produce the vision that I want for my company. So I think when it comes to vision, it's like being able to truly see what you want to create in the world. What kind of purpose do you want to have in the world? What kind of impact do you want to make? And that could be anything. It could be from, I want to serve really healthy food. I want to help my community, have lower blood pressure and no diabetes. Like whatever your purpose is, you can do that. But it's just knowing what it is that you want to do to make an impact on your community. And then you start to scale that into a business, right? You start with the small community, you reach global, you reach, all these
Yeah.
different platforms. But I think it just starts with having the clear idea of what do I want to do to serve the people around me?
And that's where you find your purpose.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
a big portion of the show is finding your purpose and living your purpose, because there I think we hit the sweet spot of not just happiness but joy, because happiness is
Mm,
fleeting, right? Object can make me happy, but eternal joy and that peace that comes with it is once you find your purpose. What were you designed for? What were you created for?
mhm.
What is your talent? God-given talent that you can use to actually, again, add that impact, to use your words from earlier. Let's talk about purpose and how can we begin to cultivate it, because as Gen Z or millennials, we're bombarded with social media. We have companies and people trying to grab our attention. We know our attention span is like 6 seconds now. It's getting worse
Yeah.
and worse. How do we tune in? Because I think it requires that silence to find purpose.
I love that you said that. I think going along with it, a lot of your vision comes in those quiet moments that you have with yourself because the world is so noisy right now with all of the, attention grabbing mechanisms, it's important to develop that silence in your day. For me, it is my morning routine. I really, go to the gym. I like to make my smoothie, have something healthy, wake my body up, to water so that it can start to get its wheels turning, get its mind growing. And then every morning I take a bath, I listen to my sermon, I get into my Bible, I light my candle, and I just relax and have my still moment so that my vision can further develop, And I think that that's part of what you have to create for yourself every single day is that time, like you said, that silence to really let the vision develop, because it might just start with the spark of a seed, and you have to every day water and nurture that seed with silence. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. That is powerful. And that moment, those moments, those quiet moments, I feel if we don't do it, the day gets away from us. Have you
Hmm.
experienced that? It gets hectic, it gets
Absolutely.
crazy, mental
Yeah.
fatigue.
The days that I forget, like sometimes I wake up and I have to get right to, action. It's just like, okay, ready, go. And all I have time to do is jump in the shower, grab a banana and I'm out the door. So those moments, I definitely, throughout the day, I have less peace. I feel like I have less purpose. I have less precision in my decision making. And I think when you have when you developing your vision, I think it really is important to have precision in your decision making, because like we said, you're getting so many things coming at you all the time, especially when you're the CEO. Everyone wants your attention. Everybody wants to, oh, come do this, do that. This is an opportunity. You have to know, still, you have to develop that stillness so that you can be like, okay, this will help further the vision. This won't, this is not, we're not ready to take on that opportunity yet. Oh, now we are. So it's definitely developing that silent moment. And it goes with you further. When you do it in the morning, I feel like you really do take it with you throughout the day. It's like a little piece of your mind that you can go back to. You go back to that moment. You're like, okay, let's just embody like we're back in the bath. Like, when a stressful moment comes, you're able to tap back in to how you started.
I like the way you put that, being able to tap back in. I think we do it in the morning as a self-care, but it energizes us. And
Mm-hmm.
it's good that you said we got to be able to tap back in to that morning routine, to that morning ritual, to that place of Zen, so that we can be fueled up to make those better decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And I do agree. I find it if I don't get up, work out, take a cold shower, meditate, I am tired before noon. Versus
Yeah.
if I do a morning routine, I can go on till 8, 9 o'clock. Not crazy.
Yeah, no, it's not though, because it's like it makes total sense. It makes total sense of just how we take care of ourselves. That burnout, especially being an entrepreneur, that burnout is real. You'll be going for so long that at some point you're just like, I need a month break. You're like, I need to go on vacation. I'm out of here. You're ready to book a flight and just drop all your responsibilities. And that's why it's important to develop, proper habits and balance in your life, from the beginning. Don't try to just, that whole hustle culture, like, got to just work hard, got to just hustle, get it. It's like, develop natural habits that make sense with who you are. Like you said earlier, what you were built to do,
Yeah.
everybody's mechanism is different. Some people do need a nap throughout the day to keep it going. And there's nothing wrong with that either. So it's just finding the routine that works for you.
Or you'll run yourself to the ground, literally.
Yes. Every time. Been there, done that.
So let's talk about your morning routine. How do you get up, dress up, and show up?
Yeah. So for me, the first thing that's important is I try to wake up without an alarm. I think this is something that I've developed over a long period of time, waking up with the alarm for a while. And then now my body naturally gets up. So I try not to wake up to like stark sound. I have my Alexa actually play music when I wake up. So she plays like my favorite gospel songs that I love.
Yeah.
So I'm waking up to music, and that's important for me because I think the way you come into something will start to, develop how you'll keep going into it.
Yeah.
The next thing I always do is I like to take my vitamins. I'm big on taking my vitamins, and I like to make my smoothie. This morning it was a banana, almond milk, and peanut butter smoothie. So that was,
My favorite.
yeah, oh, it's so good. It's like super decadent, almost like it's like a sweet, like a treat, but it's super
Yeah.
healthy. So that was this morning's routine because I went to the gym today. So I do gym 3 days a week. So today was gym. hit the gym for a few hours and then bath, meditate, and then get ready to start my day. I usually start my day around 12, Eastern Standard Time, because I'm like all morning, I just want for me. Like, I don't
Wow.
need any disruptions. I don't want to start so early that I'm not able to do everything that I want to get done. So I usually start at noon. Pick a time. Those are your business hours, 12
That's
to
cool.
whatever.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So you are working a bit later then. So what do you work till about 8, 9?
Yeah, usually 10. I'm like a night owl type of
Ah,
person. Yep. I could
okay.
stay up till 3 in the morning, just, jotting ideas, or I call it a thought dump. I just pull up my computer and thought dump everything that I have in my head and slowly work it.
So Stormy, you are not getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh no. No, 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 no. That's not for me. That's not for me. I've done that. I've tried that. I've watched the YouTube videos where they're like millionaire mindset. This is what every millionaire does. I'm like, okay, I'm a different type of millionaire because I'm not doing that. I'm waking up at, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm comfortable. I feel good. My body's rested. I don't need to push my body further than what it needs to go. I already do that every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. That's the beauty of being your own boss, right? You set your hours.
Yep.
So
Super facts. I'm like
kudos to
12 to
that.
10.
Yeah. I like the piece that you said about waking up without an alarm, and I've been able to do that too for the last 2 years. And it's because, your purpose will wake you up.
Definitely.
Because I think
Definitely.
a lot of times when we don't have our purpose or we're not on the track of our purpose, and I've been there, and I try to find my purpose for like 20 years. And it
Hmm.
was a struggle to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. Ooh, that is so real. That is so real. I've definitely been there, a lot. And the thing is too is like we were talking about earlier, sometimes your purpose kind of transitions. Like you'll have all these skills that you've been developing and now you're like, okay, how do I put all these things together? So you're transitioning into a different sector and it's kind of like you said, monkey bar. It's hard to let go because you don't know how it's going to work out. And I think that's what makes us be stagnant. That's what
Yeah.
makes us stay in the bed. That's what makes us scared to get up because we're like, I don't know what today is full of. But then when you do know and you are sure, you're like, I can't wait to get up. You're like, I'm ready
Yeah.
to get up. I'm ready to get it going. I'm ready to work on my dreams. So I think it's back again, finding that peace and that stillness in both of those times. Both of those times are beautiful, both of those times. I know Jay-Z said it took him 26 years to find what he wanted to do. And it is your whole life. You're developing yourself and able to become, and walk into your purpose, into your path. So I think it's important to
And
definitely try to be consistent.
and once you find it, the good news is the universe opens up.
Ooh,
God opens up the floodgate, and it's all yours. You guys, just, as long as you stay focused, right? If you stay on
mm-hmm.
purpose, you don't stumble. And I always
So
go back
true.
to that because that's a big piece of what we do. We do the
Mm-hmm.
morning routine so we can keep showing up for our purpose.
That's the part.
Yeah.
That's the part. Yeah, it's in like I was saying, like it's finding the consistent thing that you can do that no matter how your life is turning, that you have a place to go back to. For me, that is so important. Like just having a place that is yours. And it doesn't have to be a physical manifestation of something. A lot of times it's emotionally or mentally something. Like I don't know if you've ever been in a scary situation and you've like thought in your head like, okay, let me think of a time that I was at peace or a time that I was having fun. Like, let me go back into my memories and find that moment that I was happy and try to replicate that
Mm.
again. So I think when you're doing that on a daily basis, it gets easier to replicate. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
gets easier to fall back into that peaceful moment or into that moment where you were killing it or whatever it is because you've been doing that one thing that constantly keeps you grounded.
Yeah, going back to what you know, and then the brain, that's how you train it. When something good happens, celebrate the small wins. When something good
Yes.
happens, realize that you're smiling and realize your energy changes so that it can be a muscle memory almost.
Yep.
Um, that's interesting because I had one this morning. I'm revamping my website and I have a new product and I'm like, does it fit? Should I have two different websites or keep it under as the business evolve? And that does
Mm-hmm.
happen as entrepreneurs. We do go through that. And then I found myself paralyzed with an indecision. And I'm sitting in
Yep.
yoga like, okay, I don't like this one bit. I do have to embrace the confusion. I have to embrace this is all part of the journey, the process, right? We wear these multiple hats. But then I find myself do exactly what you said. I went back to a times like I've been confused before. I've been undecisive before, but I got through it. So what did I do? So I took a deep breath and said, this is all part of the process. It's okay.
Yes.
And then after I was done with that yoga session, I was confirmed. It was confirmed that, okay, do it. One website.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Like we were saying, yoga is a very still meditative
That
practice. So
was.
it's like finding that room. A lot of times we have so much clutter in our minds, thinking of all the things that can be done, all the accomplishments that we want to achieve, all of our family things, personal things, friends, like all of the things that come with life, that when you don't have any room to just have thought, like just let your thoughts like, run and escape you, I don't feel like you'll ever be able to find that place,
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta cut it off. Just say it's just my time. It's my time. Be selfish with it.
Be selfish with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Disengage.
Yes, you have to. So many times I see people, they're like, I want to protect my relationship, or I want to protect my money, or I want to protect these things, but they forget to protect their focus. And I'm like, that's what drives everything, That's what brings everything to fruition is your mindset.
Wow. Protect your focus. That's going to be the
Yep.
title of this podcast.
Ooh. Love it.
Protect your focus. That is phenomenal. So do you find it then with the working with entrepreneurs that you have to go to the basics sometimes, not just like the fundamental of the business, the marketing, the branding, the logo, the name, but just like the mindset work, the piece of it.
Yeah, I think that's, the first part. Foundation is key. And I think that developing the right characters, kind of like we were saying earlier, your whole life, you're developing character to become your purposeful self. So you have to remember when you're going through, the negative times, that there's something I need to get out of this. So let me be still and get it. Let me get it so that I can move on to the next level. It's like playing Mario. You get into the next level when you're able to defeat whatever it was that was blocking the gateway to your success. So I definitely think that, when working with entrepreneurs, especially younger women, it's like, remember, we're building the character so that you can have a long living business, because you don't want to just have a side hustle, one-off type of thing. You want to build longevity.
Yeah. Tell us about your longevity. How far you want to build this? What are some of your goals?
Yeah. Ooh, man. So I write my goals down. Actually, as part of my morning routine, I write my gratefulness and my goals down on like a little dollar store, the dollar store boards, little papers. And I just sticky tack it up. So one of the things I wrote down today is it's going to be important for me to raise corporate funding. I want to raise corporate funding with different brands in order to offer, small grants, micro grants for the entrepreneurs that I work with. I work so closely with them that I believe in them. I think that with the right opportunities, they can definitely succeed. So I definitely want to, position my brand, position what we're doing, build the right relationships in order to be a venture capital firm in the future. That's a huge, huge piece of our success for me.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With God, anything is possible.
That's right. I have that written out on my wall. Watch out. Is it Serena Williams? She does venture capital.
Yeah, she just started her.
Watch out, Serena.
Yeah. Hey, maybe we can work together in the future. I'm looking forward.
Oh, that's exciting. So tell us, Stormy, how can we connect with you? Where can we find you?
Yeah, I would love to connect with everyone that hears this podcast. Thanks again for having me on. You guys can find me at Stormy Banks _ on Instagram. That's probably where I spend the most of my time. And it's Stormy with an I. And you can also find me at pinkprint.net. We have a lot of great courses, webinars, and ebooks for all of our entrepreneurs.
This has been phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. Gotta protect your focus. I really like that. Genuinely enjoyed talking to you and talking about the power of stillness and how to find our purpose to make an impact. And You're doing amazing work. Thank you for all that you do. We're very, very thrilled that you joined us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please comment and tell us what was your favorite part, your favorite habit that you are going to try out for yourself today. Comment below. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, I will see you at the top of your best morning routine ever. Stay blessed.